back with another video. So sorry to disappoint y'all, but you're not gonna be able to see my beautiful face for too long. This video is basically just gonna be showing you guys how I make my labels. So most of it is gonna be a screen recording of my computer and my voice, but no face. So yeah, you're gonna see me right now and then in the outro, but that's about it. Anyways, let's see. What's some new updates? Nothing's really new. Nothing's really pressing, but yeah. All I really have to say is just thank you to everybody who's been watching, you know, the usual spiel. I'm not gonna go too into depth like I usually do because I think y'all get the point. And just make sure to follow my YouTube account. We've already gone through this 1,000 times. So if you haven't followed already, what's wrong with you? Make sure to click that follow button. Let's go. It'll be linked down below, and the name is K Nicole YouTube in case you forgot. But yeah, make sure to follow that. I usually post a lot of updates and other content that you're not really gonna see on here. So yeah, make sure to do that. Other than that, let's just get into the video, shall we? Y'all, I literally had to do this at least 3 or 4 times because I apparently don't know how to use QuickTime. But anyways, we figured it out. We're here. We're gonna start with going to Canva. Okay, go to Canva. If you don't know what Canva is, it's a free designing website. And honestly, it's the only website you should be using if you're trying to design labels or Instagram posts or YouTube thumbnails. This is where I design my YouTube thumbnails. This is where I do everything. Okay. Please use Canva and please don't use anything else. You can do a free trial, and then if you really love it, then you can get the premium version so you can get everything on there. And no, this isn't sponsored, but if it was, please do, because I use Canva a lot. So Canva, if you need somebody to sponsor your stuff, I'm your girl. So yeah. Anyways, I'm not necessarily gonna show you how to design labels because honestly, you either just know how to design or you don't, but I'll tell you how I kind of get ideas for it. So, by the way, I'm under my mom's account, so if you see other stuff in here, that's why. But, for example, if you can see, I have a bunch of the labels I already use, and I guess we'll just, whatever, I guess we'll just click on this one. So, this is oat milk and honey, which, by the way, if you haven't tried that candle, you really should. I recommend that one. Pick me up if you're a coffee lover. Or chocolate and amber. A lot of people like that one. And one of the most popular ones I think is 1111. That's really popular. But anyways, that's besides the point. We're not here for candle talk. We're here to learn how to make labels. You're probably wondering how I made this label. I actually just kind of looked up luxury labels. So for example, you can just look up luxury labels for candles, I guess, right? And you can see all the different labels, right? You even go to images and you can see all the different labels people do. And it kind of gives you a better idea on what you want. So you can kind of pick and choose the design elements that you think would fit your line. And this also can apply to anything else, but for me it's candles. So I have to look at candles. But use it at your own discretion. But you can see exactly how people design their labels and what exactly you would want on your label and what you don't want on your label. Like for example, I don't necessarily want this font on my label, right? But I like the lines. So, or I don't really like, let's see, hold on, let me enlarge it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Like I don't really like this, right? But I like this part or this part. So you just kind of pick and choose what you like from different labels and get a better idea on what works for you. I don't remember if this is actually the one that I use in order to design that label, but it looks similar enough, so we're gonna go with it. But I like the idea of the box. I don't like the font, obviously, but I like the idea of the boxes, right, around it, and then it says what it says in that. So that's kind of the idea I did for that. Also, I decided to do a brief intro into what the scent is, you know, kind of give people an idea on what they're getting into, because I know sometimes people are sniffing stuff but then they're like, I don't know if I like it, or they don't want to necessarily sniff it out the gate, so they want to just kind of get an idea on what it smells like. So that's why I put a small little description on what this is beforehand. Now, you don't have to put the number 3, but I did because I like the idea of it. Because, like I said, I saw it on other labels and I loved it. So I was like, oh, that's such a good idea. So I decided to put it on here, and yeah. But is there a real rhyme or reason to it? No. Not necessarily. Yeah, and then as for the lines, I actually had to do those individually because Canva's weird and doesn't have it to where I can do it the way I want to. So anyways, but yeah, that's how I had to do this label. But it's pretty easy to make, you know, straightforward. You just have to get your ideas down and then figure out what you want. So it's kind of a little difficult for me to show you how to design something because of what I like versus what you like. So you just figure that out from there. But in that case, once you get done designing your label, right, you're gonna click download, right? Keep it as a PNG. That's usually what I do. Then click download. It'll download and it'll go into your downloads folder if you're on Mac, or if you're on Windows, I don't know, but you tell me. If you're a Windows user, tell me where your downloads go because I have no idea. But if you're a Mac user, then it's going to probably go to your download section. And if you're using Google Chrome, which you should be because it's the superior browser, then it'll show up down here. So we're going to go to Maestro. Online labels. So I use online labels. That's where I order all my label sheets, and this is also the same place I design my stuff to. So please use this software. It is probably the best software I've ever used. It's so easy and so straightforward. Ever since I've been making them, I haven't had many issues. I think the original one I was trying to use at one point was Avery. I hate Avery. I don't like their design software, and I don't really care for how their labels are done. For some reason it just never worked on my printer, so I just stopped doing that and I went to online labels, and honestly it's the best thing I ever did. Plus their labels are really affordable, so totally recommend it if you're trying to produce your own stuff and not rely on other people. So I already have saved designs, but in the event that you make an account on here, which you should make an account, and then when you make an account you can come back, same with Canva, make an account first then come back, you're gonna pretty much go to blank templates, and it just depends on what label you actually use. So I'm gonna stretch this out a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But basically, depending on what label you're using for your candles or your body butters or your hair, I don't know what you're using it for, but whatever you're using it for, whatever label you bought, you're gonna find that template in here. You can search it in here, or you can just scroll down, but they have a bunch of different options and stuff. So once you find your label, then you're going to click on it and then go from there. But I already have a saved design, so I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I have a place for my candles. Boom. I definitely recommend saving your stuff because you're going to have to go back anyway. If you're going to keep reprinting these labels, you're going to have to keep coming back. So you might as well just save it. Anyways, I have it saved as candles. And you can already see mine are already in here. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to delete one of these. I'll just delete this one, right? We'll just delete that one. And you can actually upload your images. So I already have mine uploaded in here, but what you're just basically going to do is just upload a new image. And then you can just choose what you need. So go to your downloads or wherever you have it saved, and then you can just click on there and go from there. And then just click open. But since I already have them in here, I'll just pick a random label. I'm not really going to care which one it is. We'll pick this one, because I think this is one I showed y'all anyway. Or one of them. No, it was Oatmeal and Honey I showed y'all. But anyways, now you see it's saying red, right? So this is the cutoff line, and then this is the bleed, right? So if you have it to where, like me, where you have lines on your stuff, then you're going to want to make sure you don't go outside this line, or it's going to cut it off, okay? That's what you don't do. You just kind of keep it inside the thing, and just stretch it, resize it to where you need it, and boom, you got yourself a pretty little label. Now if this would work for me, then I wouldn't embarrass myself. You know what I mean? So there we go. There we go. That's close enough, I think, right? Right, guys? That's close enough. Close enough. I promise I know what I'm doing. It's just like, ignore the red. I ignore the red all the time. And then I'll even show you for this candle. It's Pick Me Up. I'll just show you again just because, you know, it doesn't really matter. Now this one you see doesn't have any lines. It's simply just words and then blank space. So honestly, it doesn't even really matter how big you do this. You just keep the words in the box so then it doesn't get cut off. But for the most part, you can kind of play around with it and you'll be fine. But it just depends on your label, because if you don't want to cut off, then I wouldn't go past this. But if you have it to where it's like me and, you know, there's kind of some blank space around it, you might be all right. So I wouldn't sweat it too much. But yeah, so let's just say you finally finished all your labels and you did all that jazz. You're gonna go to multi-design. So depending on what labels you want printed, you're just gonna edit your layout, right? And you can have all the designs, right? Make sure to kind of, either you can write them down or just double check it when you go back through so you don't pick the wrong thing. But we had some designs in here anyway. So let's say, okay, I want 5 design 11s or whatever, right? Actually, I don't even think those are done. So let's just say I wanted, what, 5 more design 3s. So what I would do is just drag this across and then do it like that. You can click them individually or you can drag it across. I didn't know you could drag it across and then it would fill all the boxes until like a couple months prior, and I was so mad because it would have saved me all the time of having to click them individually. But you know, we live and you learn. So then you're gonna update layout. You're gonna go to File, Export, Full Sheet. And then you're gonna pull it up. And boom, look at that. Beautiful. You got all your candles now. All your labels. So then after that, you're gonna go to File, Print. Choose your printer. In this case, I don't actually have the printer I use at my house. So I'm not gonna show y'all what it looks like when it comes out the printer, because I think y'all know how to print, but we're just gonna go through the steps anyway. So yeah, you're gonna pick your printer. Then to avoid having it smudge, this is the most important part, because I use an inkjet printer, not a laser printer, but this can apply to both. But for the inkjet printer, you're gonna definitely want to go to media and quality, go to photo glossy paper, and then go to best. Sometimes it changes to photo too, depending on the printer, but for the most part, it shouldn't smudge. I've had so many problems with label smudging and it always pissed me off. So yeah, that's pretty much how you make labels. It's very straightforward and very, very simple. Now I'll show y'all exactly what the labels look like on the candle, and then you can kind of get an idea on how it looks. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so this is the only updated candle I actually have in my house. I was doing something for my mom, which is why it has curls and potions and I'm poetic candles, but ignore that. Anyways, but yeah, you see it doesn't smudge like at all, like not at all. And it's nice and pretty and glossy. It's cute, right? It's adorable. Plus, I actually just started offering 7-ounce candles on my site too. So yeah, you should get those if you haven't already. By the time you see this video, they're already up on the site. So definitely check them out. If you're too scared to get the 9-ounce candle, then or the 4-ounce candle, you can always get a 7. So yeah, aren't they pretty? Ta-da! You just made your first label. Congratulations. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, I know I'm in a different spot. That's crazy. What? Whoa, what happened? I hope you guys learned something. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, the usual. And click the notification bell, because if you haven't, you're missing out. You know, because you're going to keep missing out when I drop videos, and that's really, really sad. So yeah, make sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out. Other than that, peace out, everybody. I'll see you next week.